Well, I think now, if it's okay, we'll open it up to questions. I'm sure someone's got a question, or five, or several.
So I was really impressed by the way you translated this one like crazy website into an idea, into that mud project, the video, which I loved. What kept you going? What made you persevere when you're like on the road to this random place in Arkansas? And how did you know that that it was going to work?
Did everyone hear the question? I'll repeat it. So the question was, in the 588 project, it started with a single Google image from a website. How did Gilad persevere and just keep going in order to follow that through?
I think excitement and curiosity. I mean, it's just, to go to Arkansas and to think like, maybe this guy is completely lunatic. Maybe he's like a serial killer. He would kill us all when we will sleep in his cabin. Of course not, The fact that this guy loves to do this. He's an amazing guy, by the way. And
He's here tonight.
Yes, with us. So I know, but yeah, I think you just I don't know. In a certain point, you just understand that there's no way back. And you just do it, and you put all your chips on the table. One of my teachers in Bezalel actually once told me, he's a very funny guy, he told me, you know what is to make art? Is to go to the casino and put everything that you have and don't leave even a dime for a taxi. So I think that, I don't know, it's very romantic, but I like the fact that when I do something, I just do it. No matter what. What can happen? I mean, I won't get murder. Worst case, it would be a crappy piece of art. So that's the fun about what we are doing.
Yeah,
Nothing is dangerous. I mean, if an architect screws up, people will die. I mean, what we are doing is just, the worst thing is a crappy piece of art. Just don't be afraid.
But you have to, I think as every artist feels, like you have to get to a certain point of no return. You have to commit to that point, and sometimes you fool yourself in order to do that. You spend a lot of money, or you get a deadline,
I'm sure that you reach that point.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
No return.
Yeah, no return.
More questions? Yes.
You already know everything. Why do you need to about me?
Ben, can you maybe stand up and speak loud so we don't have to repeat it?
Can you say something about the idea of the group?
The idea of the group?
Working, like multiplying,
Mm-hmm.
like the works we saw.
I think that, you know what, I will say something that is slightly connected. I think that dealing with communities right now is really hype. We know that, okay? Everybody's very social aware these days. But I think that usually when we talk about art, like communal art or something like that, it's always referring to the communities outside of art. We are the artists, we have responsibility to help those people. We do. I mean, I think we do have these responsibilities as citizens, as human beings. But as an artist, I feel more responsible for the community of the artist. I think of the artists themselves. I'm interested in creating connections between people in unexpected circumstances that will give them the opportunity to redefine their relationship in a way. And the first thing I do is to look like what's around me. I think that's before I try to help the world. I think that's a way to help the world, by the way, I think. Don't you, Jon?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds completely that your politics are local in some ways, that you surround yourself with a community of people that you're going to work with, and there's a certain amount of scripting that goes in, but there's also an autonomy that you give them, and that they are really part of, they sort of buy into it. And there's, I mean, all the people, I know that was what happened at the Columbia shoot, for sure. I mean, there was a certain amount of storyboarding, a certain amount of scripting, but they had participation in that project beyond just acting in it.
I wish it would be like that.
Yeah. More questions?
Oh. Yes, that is true. Okay, so you caught me. So, first of all, when we got under the mud, we had a problem because when I saw the films of the models getting into the mud, I saw them getting in, and then there was always a cut of the camera to extend the moment as if they are under the ground, but actually they're not, because what they're doing is like going inside the ground and then up. And then with that simple cut, you extend the moment. So when we got there, we realized that it's kind of easy to go in, but it's really difficult to stay because the mud is very heavy and it pressures your lungs, so you can't breathe. And then you try to breathe through a plastic tube, and it's like it's not impossible. It took us few days to get to that. And then what you see in the movie is actually, of course, a cheating, because I cheat a lot. It's very important to me to maintain those two, like the contradiction of, on one hand, to do those things, to be in a certain moment, in a certain place, and not to use blue screen or something like that, because I want to be in the mud, okay? But then I can cheat as much as I want because I wouldn't call it cheat. I can articulate, yes, any way I want because I'm not dealing in I'm not documenting something that happened. I'm using the potential of something to create something else. So as for your for your questions, what we did actually, we were breathing through tubes with no mud, and then on the side of the mud pit, we had like pumps. You remember those? Yes? Yeah. It was your idea to use the bilge pumps of yachts, of ships. So it's like, you know, it's like this. So somebody would be outside of the frame with a bucket full of mud and this pump and doing this. Because this imitates the way the body functions, like the body breathes. And yeah. That's it. And if you ever if you're getting stuck in mud, yes, so I can teach you what to do in order to get out.
Come find him later. Yeah.
Yes? Should I stop
there
with the pills also?
Let's just do this every night. That's like. Is there a question? Yes, another question.
Hi.
I was just, thinking about this idea of community and network, and I feel like maybe to take it a little bit further would be to identify as almost cultish, like there might be there a sort of affinity with cults, and it's not in very like hardcore cults, but maybe like a casual cult.
Mm-hmm.
And that it seems as though you are identifying with these people because they have the same devotion to their particular cult as you would to making the work that you make.
True.
It almost feels like you're ripping off of that and creating sort of like your own cult. Maybe.
I also like the fact that people can gather. I mean, okay, now it's becoming like you opened something big because no, it's good. Like, I think the work of the Israeli Pavilion tried to locate itself between two paradigms. The one is the old one of the nation state, nationality, and the other, what we can call the web, the net, or self-managing structures or whatever, okay? So, and those two apparatuses are shaping our identity these days, and sometimes they contradict. So I think it's interesting that people could identify or I don't know the word, like be someone or to
Feel affinity with?
yes, maybe, on the base of connection between people that is not geographical base, okay? That's for the MUD project. But in the MUD project, for example, everything remained in the backstage. I mean, it didn't, if you see the movie, you don't know anything about it. So I think for the Romanian project, I decided the first decision was I want to bring this to the front. And I
Right.
think I'm continuing with that in a way.
More questions?
No, but you should do something with these loudspeakers. Maybe you should bury them a little.
They seem very good, but maybe.
Too good.
Yeah.
Too good. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, John. It's a great response.